Hi, I'm Rod and this is Custom Chronicles. This is the next update on the drive-in sign. It's been about 5 months. It's been long overdue. I haven't gotten much work done on the sign because, well, simply summer came and I'm busy doing other things. This is a tourist town that I live in. So anyways, here's the sign. I've got it lifted up off the ground. I got these beams right here, and they're supporting the sign. They weren't even in the sign when I took it down. They were completely gone. And I also got down here on the ground, I've got the angle iron, and that is part of the light box. In this video, I actually start to cut the metal and pre-assemble the light box, and there's a couple other things in it. But I'm going to be more frequent on the updates now that we're getting into winter, and I can actually focus on working on this a little bit more. And we're going to make some headway. I've been doing a lot of things in the evenings, acquiring and learning about like neon lights and all that. So anyways, it's just a short video. I hope you enjoy it. Do me a favor. The thing that helps me the most is subscribing to the channel, leaving comments, and definitely doing the thumbs up. So if you can do that, that would be great. And well, there's the video. Now our next little adventure with this sign is that we're going to remove this piece here, which it's just sitting there, and we're going to fix this metal. It belongs attached to here. So this is the end piece of the head piece here, and it goes like that. I had to cut it in order to get it off of the H-beam that it was sitting on. Unfortunately, I didn't really want to do it, but that's the way I ended up doing it. So we're going to get this so it's formed right. And so anyways, that's where we're at. I got to unbolt it and then get this section cleaned up so it's ready for weld, as well as this here. I just kind of pointed out, it's got nut and bolt here on both sides. Right up here, that's all obviously just rusted out, and here. And that's where the lip hung over this piece here, and the water would just settle and sit. But we're going to get that all addressed too. But there it is, just kind of showing the inside there, and you can see how the metal is. So all that's going to be painted. All this here, it wasn't painted originally, but I'm going to paint it. We're going for preservation long term on this, so that's part of the gig. And you can see the scuff mark right here. That's dented out, and that was from the H-beam right here too, where it was settled on it until I cut it and, you know, just kind of drop that end of the sign down. So anyways, there we go. I'm going to get all the hardware. I'm not going to show that, and get that end piece welded up. I got this prepped to be welded. I'm going to clamp it together and get the right gap, which, you know, what was cut was a Sawzall blade, so I'm going to space it with that. That way the metal is gapped properly. And well, there it is. I still got to come back and do all this stuff here, clean up this edge, and obviously fix the bottom where this has gotten rusted out. we'll add metal onto that. And this here dent, we're going to take care of all this stuff, and the bend also, obviously. But there we go. Next phase is welding this piece back on and getting what I cut put back together. I got the tack welding done here, the first round of it. You know, this metal is extremely thin, so it gets hot, so I don't put a lot of heat to it. But there it is. That section is put in. Now I'll just go ahead and finish welding it up and get it finished off, and then we're going to start fixing all this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and pull the mounting studs here for the neon tubes off. It's just basically screwing these out of the holders, and then I got to come back in with the screwdriver and pliers like I did the previous video and work all the screws out. What I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and get all these clean, and that way all I got to do is reassemble. I'm going to fix these brackets, get them recoated and taken care of, and well, that's what I got to do. I got a bunch to remove, and I got to move this pile of mess here. I haven't gotten rid of it yet because I haven't done the templates on it, and once the templates are done, I will have this whole section here rebuilt. It's absolutely useless, and it was the very bottom of the light box. Now in the sign here, you have these insulators, and I'm taking these apart to clean them. And I've got multiple types of insulators. I'm going to show how they work, but let me show you the different types. I got this one here. It's got a big opening in the back, and then you got the one with the 5 small little holes. Now, what they do is that they contact the spring in here, and this is attached to the transformer via GTO wire is what it's called, and that's what powers up the neon tube units. And here's just kind of a broken end that I got out of the one here, and it's just, you know, you fuse it to the glass tube, you know, put the gas in it, the neon gas or argon, and this is what makes the contact to the spring on the inside here. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly take one of these apart and show the inside of it, because we're cleaning all the tubes up. Pardon that little camera deal there, but I'm taking this here and I'm loosening it up. Put that down, and fortunately this is all old stuff. It's brass hardware, so it's coming apart pretty good because it didn't get all rusted up there in the sign. You know, it was there basically 70 years, you know, within 4 miles of the ocean, the salt air and everything. It's lucky to have a sign there. All right, there's the housing. I don't know if that's showing up here, but there's the writing there. I got upside down, and then right here's a UL stamp on it. But here's the spring, and what this spring does, it sits in the housing, and then you put your neon tube unit in, and that makes the contact. So there's how that works there. Just a little bit of information for you. I got a bunch of them to take apart and clean, and then I got to go through all the parts. Now we're going to check these neon tubes here, and I've got 3 complete tubes off the sign. One I've already got lit up right here. I'll explain how I did that. I'll show the transformer and how it was wired up. But there it is. One is lit up, and that makes me excited. But the sad fact is that, well, I'm going to have to undo it to fix the leads going in. I mean, they're haphazard right there. They're not going to make good contact actually in the sign right there. So I got this thing kind of set up just to check these tubes. But here we go. I'll explain it on the other side. Okay, let's take a look at my OSHA approved electrical work here. I got the extension cord there. I've got a ground wire, a positive and a negative. They're hooked up here to the transformer, to the outlets right there and right there. This here wire goes around, connects with the end unit, and creates the contact there. The electrical charge goes through the tube and then comes out this other end. Happen to have this hammer holding that down, but there's the contact there. So that completes the circuit and lights up the gas. Now what's really neat is that it's a white tube, but look at there. the gas is burning or showing blue. I'm not quite sure what the mix is yet, but I'm going to have to learn that, because ultimately at the end of the day I'm going to be processing tubes myself and learning how to do all the glass bending, because there's a lot to do on this sign, and well, I guess I'm going to learn to do it myself. So anyways, there's the next tube that we're going to check, and then the third tube here with the bends. This tube was center on the end, one end. All three of these came off of one post, and so anyways, I'm assuming that they're all going to work. It's the leads are just kind of crappy, you know, over time they just have deteriorated in the sign, but you can really see the blue there. I don't know how good that's coming in on the camera, but that's this is my little neon checking, and I am going to put these tubes back into the sign. These are great examples to have to replicate the other portion, but there we go. Okay, I'm going to test the last complete tube I have, and well, you see what's happening here. We're getting some arcing. I don't know if it's whatever, but it's showing purple in there. So it's interesting. Don't know what to think, but I'm just gonna turn this off. This is kind of like a fire hazard, I guess. And well, anyways, look at that. It's like Tesla coil or something. Now what we're looking at here is what is called the Lighthouse Beacon box, and that's a turntable light. It's a new replacement. The original one is gone, and they had some other apparatus in there which they beat up the roof in order to make it work. We're not doing that. We're going right back to turntable. It's the way it works, and here it is. Kind of just get an overview. And I'm going to show you where it was at. Right up here, the very top. That's what we're looking at. And this here is the lighthouse. So you get you focused in there real good. And that was the lighthouse portion. So anyways, the light turns around in there and creates a beacon effect like you would see on a real lighthouse, because it's the same principle. But we can see some rust here. I'm going to hit to fix this. These sections here and down here, and I got the door already primed up, and we're going to go ahead and cut a relief in here so that I can make a patch and fill this in and get this roof where it's supposed to be. It's kind of bowed up from where they smashed it down, and so anyways, and then blast the whole thing up, and that's what we're doing. I've done is I just go ahead and cut relief cuts. If you, I don't know if this come through on the camera, but this is raised. I got to bring that down. So I got to have a place for this metal to get worked towards. So I'll work at both sides, and I'll get the center portion raised up. This is beat down. I'm going to raise that up and get this crest here back in it, and you can really see right here where it's bent. And we'll get that raised up. So it's going to be hammer dolly work. I'll get this where it's all straightened out, and then I'll weld the seam back up in here. And it's thin metal. It's 23 gauge. So it's I got to go just very patiently and slowly, not put too much heat in it because I don't want to warp it again. But there we go. And after I get that done, I get this hole filled in with the patch panel. I've got some stuff to do down here at the bottom, right there, and fill this up, and I'll start correcting all this stuff. And then there's the bottom here. I'll recreate this lip. So you can see it right here, right there. I'll recreate that on this side, get this metal straightened out, and then right underneath here, get that patched up. And then we'll be good to go. I'll start to B-blast and get this painted. I already got the access door right here done. It's got a couple screws holding it in. But there it is. I got the lighthouse beacon box here loaded up in the B-blast cabinet, and I got 2 patch panels up there for the roof. Got a couple slices in there. Those are going to get welded up. They were there as relief cuts from the stretched metal. And well, I'm going to show this briefly. B-blasting. Now here we go. Going to start building the light box back up. What we got here is we got a dumpster. That's my other we'll say work stand here. Happened to be just the right height, but I got 20 feet on each one of these angle irons. I got to cut some down. I wanted a little extra, so I'm going to measure these out, and I'm basically losing a foot off of each one of these because the light box was 19 feet wide. So we're going to get into getting that built because well, I want to start putting the sign back together, and the light box is the center portion of it. That's what supports the headpiece, and also the light box was fitted to the I-beams that held the whole sign up. So anyways, here we go. Nice little long look. That's a project I need to get done, but that's another discussion for another day. So I'm going to get these marked out and start cutting. Now I got these marked. I'm going to use this lovely beast right here. It's an air-powered Sawzall. My electric one kind of just took a dump. So anyways, here we go. We're gonna get into this. Hopefully it don't rattle my teeth up too much. All right, we went ahead and used this grinder here to deburr all these ends right there. We got that, plus on this one here, this piece. So anyways, we're gonna get this mocked up, and we're gonna bring out the boxes and put this up, and then I gotta start getting this all organized on getting it put together. So that's the next step. What are we looking at here? This is the 1950s drive-in sign, the Shore Drive-In, Ocean City, Maryland. We're starting to mock it up. I got some steel here. This is all deteriorated. It was useless. I got 19 feet across to this frame. This is the frame that supported the light fixtures on this end, and then there's a center section in the middle, and I'll have to get the grid in at some point. But I got to cut some holes right here and right here so that they could get bolted down, and then obviously I got to go through and clean these up and get that one I really mangled down here, and you can see where it's bent up. I'm going to finish fixing that up. It was a lot worse shape than it is now, and so anyways, this is good. I got some other steel for the bottom that actually down here there's pieces that went down here, and you can see where there's some stuff there that is going to hit the, I got to figure out what was there. But anyways, this is a good deal on getting this thing mocked up. What we're looking at here is a flasher unit for the drive-in sign, and let me get the camera on this damn thing here. Right here is this copper disc. This gets powered up and it makes this spin. It rotates these gears here, and this thing's going to get restored. The brand is Time-O-Matic. It's pretty neat how it operates. It's got these points right here that open and close, and then you got a little gear in there, and then you got a cam. So this spins and then opens the, we'll say, contacts right here, and that takes electricity out, and that's on, off. I'm going to go through this to get this restored. It doesn't even move, and this portion doesn't move. That moves there, and so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start penetrating oil and everything up, try to get this to work and get loose. I don't want to damage anything. I'm trying to save everything. And so anyways, there's that. I'm going to go through and hopefully get this all restored. It's pretty bad shape, I guess. You got that's pretty rusted up. I don't know if that's coming through on the camera, but there it is. And so anyways, it's dirty, it's nasty. We're going to get it all cleaned up. Got the first piece up here on these box tubing, and you can see how the box tubing fits right in here, this cutout there, and that's what supports this headpiece on the light box. So this is a very top portion of the frame of the light box. I'm going to have to take all this back off, but what I'm doing is going ahead getting all the sheet metal. See all this? It's just so deteriorated and gone. But I need to get it straightened up and where it's fitting on here appropriately. And so that's what I'm doing. I got this lovely piece here that I cut in order to get it down. That fits right in here. So we can see about where the position is on these box tubing as well. And then I got to lift the rest of the headpiece up and then move this the whole apparatus. I got to take this all and push it right back towards the wall so I can keep some space here in the shop. And well, that's what I'm doing. So I'm getting it done. It's just, you know, what it is. I'm by myself doing this. So anyways, got a disaster down here. Some of these pieces are going to be completely replaced right here and right here. That's all just crap. And what I can save, I will. And some of them are actually good. Like that one's good. This one's good. This piece here is good. This one here is bent, but it's good, and I can straighten that out. So it's just a couple of them that are really bad. And that one needs a little bit of work. And this one here may get replaced. And this is an insulator right here. I'll pull this out. And there's some other grommets in here. You know, that's so that the GTO wire or the wire it's running through doesn't arc out to the frame or to the body of the sign. So there we go. I'm plucking along, getting this done. All right, got the top of the sign pulled off. Got the box tubing down for the grid, and this is the bottom of the headpiece right here, and I got that sitting on there. I'm going to go ahead and get the headpiece lifted up on there, and you're going to see I'm actually going to lift it up by myself and put it up on top of here. This is a little bit heavy because of the size. It's a little bit awkward. This one isn't so bad, but I'll get it lifted up and put on here. But I got to make sure I put it in the right spot. And I'm going to go back to my reference picture here, which is the tail feathers. That is the box right here. The tail feathers are actually kind of hanging way far out, and so I need to maybe just go ahead and get this front portion on first. And kind of looks like the arrow is a little bit behind where this is, a little bit behind there. So I'm going to just go ahead and get it lifted up on here, get the floor cleaned up, and we'll go from there. Live stream on this. I don't know if anybody really cares. Okay, here we go. This one. tucked in there, and we are officially up off the ground. And you see there's some distortion right here. Get that wrapped up. You can see where this is where all the bending was. It was hanging up out on 50. So that is one to fix. All right, all I gotta do is put this top on, and I'll do that. There's no point in that. But here we go. It's up off the ground. This is wonderful. And now I can start doing this artwork here, getting all this replicated right here. The dash, the eye, the N, and then the theater. All that. There it is. Okay, what are we looking at? We're looking at the light box frame right here, down there. I used the dumpster here to kind of mock this metal up because I could clamp it right here and hold that the way it's supposed to be. And there we go, 19 feet right there. And then I got these clamped in. These were bolted in right here. There's some holes. So I know that they're bolted in, and I actually should probably go look over here. There should be holes over here too, and there is. So I'm going to have to cut some holes in here so that these can be bolted. And this is the main structure of this drive-in sign, and my goodness, is it big. Just kind of pan back. I don't know how good it is. I'm in bad lighting today, but anyways, that was the best option for me mocking this up. And I marked it at top and bottom and which side it was. So anyways, I got the other two pieces for the bottom. Now they sit in a different direction than these. They actually are opposite, and they hold up the oscillating lights at the bottom. But I'm very happy with how this looks. Sorry that it's not in a studio getting done, and the backdrops are kind of ugly. But it is what it is. We're making progress now. This is actually a big deal for me to actually start putting things together and getting them where they're going to be all bolted up. So we're making progress. It's been a short bit since I've done an update, and well, here we are. We're going to begin this next update. We're getting some stuff done.